Hey everybody, this is Dominique with Black Girl Reviews, and today I'm back with another review for Selling Sunset, Season 6, Episode 5, Mismanagement. Okay, it opens up with a house on the hills, and it's a 7 bedroom, 9 baths, and it's about $7 million, around 7,000 square feet, and it's over $200,000 in commission. We have Chriselle. She's talking to some clients of hers, trying to get a feel on who they would like to sell to, if they were looking for someone to sell their home, yada yada yada. Then Heather and Amanda shows up to get the scene going, and they have a conversation, a little small talk about Heather's belly, because what else are we going to talk about? And then they talk about Bree and Chelsea, and how Chelsea brought up Bree's personal business in the office when Bree wasn't in the office. And Rochelle was like, I got to know her and she was pretty cool. Like, I don't understand why Chelsea has some issue with Bree. And Heather said, yeah, Miss Heather, who likes to play defense. I like both of them. I like Chelsea and I like Bree. I'm not sure what's the issue. And Amanda just said straight up, like, I don't like how she's talking about Bree's business when she doesn't even know Bree like that. She hasn't even got to know Bree. So why are you even so concerned about her personal life with Nick Cannon and how she raises her child? If she's happy with it and she's fine with her situation, then what's up to you? What's the saying? What is it up to you? I don't know what the saying is. But what's your deal, girl? Why you got an issue with Bree? Moving on. Next, we have Bree, and she is currently working like always, and she's meeting up with one of her clients who's a wife of a boxer. They're at this super modern home. It has about 6 bedrooms, 8 baths. It's a 14,000 square feet home. It's roughly $33 million, and it's a $1 million commission. They walk around. It's so nice. It has an infinity pool that you can look down at the bottom of the pool, so it just like reflects. It's so nice. And then it has a pool underneath the pool. They have a movie theater. They have a spa. They have a yoga room with indoor plants. They have so much going on in this house, and it's so nice. So the Bree client was like, okay, well, 33 million is a little high for me, but we can do about 27 million in all cash, baby. We can put it in their offer if that's what they want. And Bree was like, okay, I'm gonna see what I can do. Cash is great. Who wouldn't want it all cash? $27 million in cash. Who wouldn't want it? Right? Moving on. Next thing, we have Chelsea and her husband Jeff, and they go out to eat at this fancy restaurant with fancy foods that come with smoking boxes. And she talks about her broker's opening and how ghetto it was, and how she pretty much talked to everyone but Nicole, and she wants to see her side of the story. She already has Chriselle's side of the story of the argument, aka she wants to be nosy. And she wants to see, how Nicole is doing and if she will apologize to her, pretty much. Next thing, we have Marion. She checks on Jason's penthouse suite that her husband is renovating for him. And it's looking a hot mess, honey. It's dirty. The sun from these big ass windows. Sorry, mama. These big windows is shining down on the new hardwood floors, and it's turning the hardwood floors colors. Then they supposed to be waiting on the HOH to see if they can tint the windows, because it's so big, it's so bright, it's going to be a bad energy. It's going to be an energy problem when the sun is at its peak on them hot summer days. So they are looking to tint the windows, but the HOA feeling like, well, from the outside, it's going to look weird that the whole top floor is tinted and no other floors are tinted. And they feeling like, dude, we on like the so-and-so floor, let's say the 30th floor. Who on the ground is going to be looking up that high to notice that up there at the top floor, there is tint on the windows? Who? No one. They just hating. So the guy, Mary's husband, pretty much said, look, if they don't approve our tint on these windows, we're gonna have to take all these windows out and replace them with other windows that are energy efficient. And that's gonna cost $500,000. And she was like, oh my God. Oh Lord, I'm ready for Jason to come back. I can't handle it. This is too much. Like between the girls arguing and this penthouse and doing my own thing, my own listings. This is too much for me. So she is overwhelmed, to say the least. Moving on. Next scene, we have Chelsea and Nicole. They meet up for coffee to discuss the broker's opening. And Chelsea wants to hear Nicole's side of the story. She felt like them arguing at her broker's opening was ghetto. She didn't say that, but I'm going to say it. It was ghetto. And the fact that she had clients there looking at the property while they are outside cursing and they have profanity is just so ghetto. Like, oh. Low class, low budget. So Nicole immediately apologized and Chelsea accepts the apology right away. But when it came to Bree apologizing, she was just like, I don't know, I can't accept it, girl, blah, blah, blah. Girl, because you're not jealous of Nicole. You jealous of Bree, though. Clock. That tea. She apologized. Then somehow we get on to Marion, and she asks, Chelsea asks Nicole, has she talked to Mary about the situation so she can be the mediator of this argument? And she said, yes, I tried to talk to Mary, and she just walked out on me. It's like she didn't even want to hear it no more. And Chelsea was like, oh, really? Because, Chelsea wants her job. Ew, really? That's interesting. Well, if she can't handle being the manager, because that's what managers do, like maybe she needs to maybe someone else needs to become the manager pretty much. And she's just looking like dropping seeds that she wants to be the manager of the office. Okay, but there's a reason why Mary is the manager, because she actually closes on listings. So, and in more than one area. She doesn't just have one niche of an area that she works at. She can work anywhere. So when you start getting them listings as much as Mary does, then maybe you be considered a manager. Maybe assistant manager. Maybe because Mary do need help, you can be her assistant. How about that? Moving on. Next, we have all the ladies in the office, and they're having their little fake small talk and and then Emma turns around and asks the ladies, okay, so what y'all all been up to? Like she's the manager or something. And Bree was like, oh, I had a client that looked at this property in Encino. I think it was Encino or somewhere. And Emma was like, oh, the one that cost $33 million? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, I had a client look at that listing as well. And Bree was like, let's get down to business. So what your clients thinking? Are they going for it? Are they going to put an offer? Because my client, they're trying to put in $27 million in cash offer, baby. And then Emma like, oh, cash. Oh, wow. Yeah, they're still looking. They're going to do another showing to look at it. And then Bree was like, my client's doing another showing to look at it as well. And both girls feel like this is competition, even though I think Bree's going to win the competition. Because Bree was like, I'm a competitor, but I'm a lazy competitor, girl. I'm going to do what needs to get done to get it done. I'm not about to break my back trying to get something done because it's going to get done. Another point for Bree. Bing! Just call me the Breeators. I made that up. That's her little fan group. I like Bree. Not next scene, but in the same scene, Mary shows up finally. She's always late. And then she asks us the same question that Emma already asked. So, ladies, what have y'all been up to? And Chelsea starts talking, and she was like, I just sold a house in blah, 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 blah. And then I have another house for $27 million, but the only offers I'm getting is between 19 and 20 million. And she said it's in Manhattan Beach. And they was like, your client doesn't want to take the offer, and she was like, no, my client thinks that's still too low. She has an idea in her head that she wants to sell it for $7 million. What is she gonna do next? And she was like, oh well, we did get a leasing offer, and the leasing offer is for $55,000 a month for 6 months. And then Mary was like, that's a little low, don't you think? And then Chelsea was like, no, darling, that's not low at all. No, that's the numbers. And then Mary was like, yeah, it's a little low. And then Chelsea was like, no, darling, that's the numbers. And then we're going back and forth till Chelsea was like, Mary, can I talk to you? And they have a conversation off to the side. I'm thinking they're going to talk about the numbers and showing her the proof that that's the numbers in the area. But no, she ends up talking about how, at the broker's opening, she kind of disappointed her by not intervening in that argument with Nicole and Chriselle. And Mary was like, girl, what you wanted me to do? Like, what would you want me to do? And she was like, well, Jess was like, well, darling, it was very unprofessional to have these girls arguing and using profanity at my broker's opening where I had potential clients to purchase this home. And so Mary was like, well, honestly, that's just not me. I'm not that type of girl to get in out of office drama. You know that. And she was like, Chelsea was like, well, darling, you are the manager. And that's what managers do. They delegate and they help situations and they try to resolve situations. And Mary was just like, oh, well, that's not me. So if you got a problem with it, get out of my face. No, she didn't say all that. She didn't do this, but in my mind, that's what she said. But pretty much she was just telling her, like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. If you got an issue with it, wait for Jason to get here and let him know you got an issue with me. But at the end of the day, that is not me. And then Chelsea gets up and walks off. And that was the end of the episode. It was a good episode. What would I rate this episode? So since Bree was working, I'm gonna give it a point. Since we had a scene with Chelsea and her husband, I'm gonna take away a point. And then I'm gonna round it up because Chriselle had a potential client in a listing potential. So I'm gonna give her a little point for that because she don't be working. And then I'm gonna take away a point for Chriselle and Nicole trying to throw Mary under the bus at this coffee shop. So with all of that, I'm gonna give it a B+. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I didn't have that many notes. I literally had 3 pages of notes, and I got through all the scenes. Yeah, B+ is perfect. All right, you guys, please like, subscribe, and share my content with your friends, your co-workers, and anybody in between those people, and family. Yes, family. Yeah. Let me know how you feel about Chelsea trying to take Mary's management role down below. I know y'all probably feel the same way that I feel. Girl, you need to sell more to become the manager. Like, Mary is a manager for a reason. She's been there the longest. She actually sells multiple homes every season. All right, y'all. All right, that's all I got to say, you guys. I'll see y'all in the next one.